Os, konbanwa, genki desu ka? I hope you're all genki desu and well. Welcome to the dojo and welcome to Thursday evening. Can you believe it? It's Thursday again. Holly-san is creeping around behind me and getting in on the action as per normal, which is always good. So we're going to do Heian Godan this evening as best we can in the short and small space that we've got. That's my plan this evening, is to go through that as much as I can. We may not get this completed this evening because we only have a 50-minute lesson, just so that we can go and then do the respecting the NHS workers, etc, etc. So we've got about 50 minutes, so I won't waffle on too long. I will say hello to a few people as soon as we've got a few people on there. I'm going to remind you now, and I'll remind you at the end, please remember on Saturday that Akita Sensei is doing a private Sky lesson, so it's for all of our members in Sky England. And if you need to, or if you want to join us on that on Saturday evening, it's about 4 PM I think start time for us. It's on YouTube live, so a similar sort of thing to what you're doing at the moment with me on Facebook. And we will be able to train with Akita Sensei. He will be in Germany. In Wiesbaden, which is where he lives, and we will be obviously here in England, but there will be people from Israel, from Switzerland, Belgium, France, Japan, Mexico, Canada, all those people that train with Sky from all over the world. It's about 13 different countries now, so you'll be part of something quite special. What we'd like you to do, if you can, is take photos of yourselves training during that session. And that would be wonderful. I'd also like to see photos of you training when doing our sessions, so when we're doing them on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And then I can share that with people, put it on the website, put it on the Facebook page, put it on the YouTube page, whatever. So I think that would be really, really nice if we were able to do that and stay connected in the best way that we can at the moment. Obviously at the moment apparently the government advice is changing as of Monday, 1st of June. Nothing's happening in terms of the dojos, as I said on Tuesday. I don't think we'll see any change there for some time. The possibility of meeting up as a small group outside somewhere is a possibility, I think, potentially for Monday, but it would need to be well planned and well thought through before we start to do anything like that. So at the moment we're still here on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings. So let's say hello to a few people, because I've seen some names come up. Good evening Tim Sensei and family Huxtable, hope you're all well. Good evening Wayne, Sensei Wayne, good evening Ken, good evening Ashley, good evening Harry-san. In my oven, dojo and ready. Yeah, good, mine's very much like that. Good evening Sensei Sharon, good evening Isaac, good evening Robot family, us. So there's a few people joined, so we'll do a standing bow, do a warm up, and then we'll get going on Heian Godan. And that's the plan for this evening. Just be mindful that it is warm, and wherever you're training, I'm training in a very warm kitchen because we've just finished cooking, you know, you've got to be careful. Good evening Ewan, us, good evening. Good evening Kayla. Evening. I'm trying to keep up to date with people as they come online, so to join us. So let's just do a standing bow first of all. And ready, us. Okay, just a quick warm up then. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, shi, hach, ko, and ju. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, shi, hach, ko, ju. Okay, arm forward, left arm. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi. Go, and figure of 8. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay, right arm back. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And forwards. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And figure of 8. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay, both arms back. Ich, ni, and forwards. Ich, ni. Okay, right arm forwards, left arm back. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, and change. So make sure if you're struggling with this, yeah, get one arm going and then try to put the other arm in. Okay, likewise, get one arm going and try to get the other arm in. It's just coordinating the body. It's not easy, so it just takes a little bit of time. Okay, and bring the arms out. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, shish, hach, ko, and ju. And cross him. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, shi, hach, ko, and ju. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax those arms. Good. Arms should be nice and relaxed now. Remember your kata, your shoulders. Just let those drop down. Drop down. Okay, and ready. A fun stance in Kutsudachi. Pushing, stretching the back leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And pushing the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back to the front. A little bit deeper, a little bit lower. Let the gravity take place. Take the body drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hips round. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go. Okay, feet together. High sukudachi. Bringing the right knee up first. So migi, hizi. So bring the leg up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it into the body. Keep control. Extend the leg. Bring it back. Put it down. Okay, and then take the right knee up. Sorry, the left knee. He says lifting his left knee. Hidari hiza. And holding your left knee up. If I seem distracted, it's because I've got a dog running around my legs. It's really not quite disconcerting. It's like, when's she coming back? As I put my foot down probably. Okay, and relax, relax, relax. Okay, bring the right knee up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Hey, I'm ready. Okay, adjust those hips around once more time. As I say, brief warm up. I want to get moving onto the kata. We're doing it slow speed, so everybody can keep up. Again, I'm going to do it in the same way that I've taught the other katas within my dojo, and that is in phases. Phases 1 to 5, generally with a Heian Kata, and that's what I intend to do with this kata. Now, Heian Godan is my favourite Heian Kata. As I said to you on Tuesday, Yongan used to be, because of the 6 kicks, but I am less able I think is the right word, to kick as well as I used to in my youth and before surgeries. That would be the real answer. Heian Godan, though, is one of those katas where I wasn't particularly keen on it to start with, but have become very, very fond of it. In fact, it's right up there now in my favourite kata of all time. Not going to say it's my favourite kata of all time, because it isn't, but it is really up there. Probably top 4, top 3 maybe even actually nowadays. So I really like it. I like the understanding, I like the bunkai of it, I like how we do it, and the different key elements to it. So we're going to get through as much of it as we can within the next 40 so minutes, and just see what you can do. I'm just going to move the camera ever so slightly forwards. I'm hoping this will be okay, but I think I'm too far away from the majority of this this lesson. Okay, so Ray, what's okay, so Heian Godan, Peaceful Kata number 5. Okay, so the final of the Heian Kata, the highest one. Okay, so starting wise, the same as previous previous katas. When we first move in Heian katas, there is a temptation, and I think certainly particularly as a lower grade, we tend to step. Okay, and I'm going to be stepping this evening. Okay, I can't slide on this floor. It's just there's no stick. I'm like a bit of glue to it at the moment. So normally, as I said on Tuesday, we would slide into position as opposed to, it's more dropping into the action, okay, as opposed to doing a leg up. So we're not taking a big step or anything like that. But our first move is very similar to a previous kata that we've already done, and that is the Heian Sandan. Okay, so Heian Sandan starts with an uchi uki to the left, to our hidari, and Heian Godan is the same. So we start with that. Heian Godan. So our first move, we're looking, okay, towards our opponent who's coming into attack, maybe with a Chudanzuki. Okay, we're looking at them, and an inside block. Inside block, and we're in Kukutsudachi. So Kukutsudachi, back stance, okay. The right elbow, so hiji on this side, okay, is tucked in as much as you can. Okay, so some people find this particularly difficult to relax the shoulders and this part of the body here. Bring this in as much as you can. This should be square on, so visibility from the front is minimal. Okay, not here, not here. This is not great form. So bring it in as much as you can. So inside block here. So try not to do this. Try not to hulk up your shoulders. Okay, I call it hulk because it's like bodybuilders, that type of thing. No disrespect to them. I have a lot of respect for them actually. So here, just let the shoulders drop, and here. You'll find it easier to expand the chest here. And the second technique then is a Gyakuzuki. Gyakuzuki, here. Okay, and you bring again the left arm back, higate, as much as you can. And it's following the leg towards the opponent here. Again, here, don't bring the shoulder up, let the shoulder just relax. Punch long, but shoulder is down. And back to the beginning. Okay, so the first move will be Uchuki Gyakuzuki, and that will be dealing with one opponent. Okay, so Ray. And Heian Godan. Looking here, here. Okay, from this position here, just bring the back leg up, and we are in Haisukudachi, so feet together stance. Okay, Haisukudachi is one of the Shizentai stances, natural stances. And this technique again, no shoulder, just let your arm relax. Kagizuki, Kagizuki, hook punch, hook punch. And try to keep this in line with the centre of the body. Can go to the edge of the body, but no further. It's not a Gyakuzuki. So it's here, much shorter technique. Pay attention to this arm, okay? Again, don't let it drift. Bring it in, let your shoulders drop, and you'll be able to do that. If your shoulders are tense, you won't be able to bring it, your elbow goes out. So just relax, okay? And don't do this. Don't force your knees down. I said this on Heian Sandan. When you're in Haisukudachi, let gravity take effect, okay? Just drop. Let your hips just drop. Let your body weight just drop. So you're here. And then we repeat the first two moves. So we're looking here towards our right. I'll explain this in more detail, the transition, but we then do inside block here, and then another Gyakuzuki, and then we come up to another Kagezuki, but facing the front. So you can see that the way this combination works is inside block, reverse punch, pull up, hooking punch, inside block, reverse punch, pulling up, hooking punch. So Uchiuki Gyakuzuki Kagezuki, Uchiuki Gyakuzuki Kagezuki, and that is phase one. So that's the end of phase one. So again, we do this together. Okay, so Rei, Os, Hayoi, Heian Godan. Looking at our opponent, inside block. Okay, pay attention to your shoulders. Don't let them come up. Punch Gyakuzuki. Don't let your shoulders come up. Okay, and then watch this. As my foot comes up, my head turns. And we finish together. Everything, the punch, the higate, the feet together, all connected together. So try not to be here, where you step up, punch, and then look. Try to make that movement flow, okay? So once more from the beginning. Heian Godan, looking, block, punch. Together. So looking as we punch. So as the punch here. Why? Well, we're not looking at the front because we're not punching to the front. We're punching this way. So we always have this in the back of our mind in karate. And that is to look where we're going at all points. Okay? So when we do back kick, Ushirigeri, we don't ever do that. We look where the kick's going. How on earth will you know whether you've hit your opponent or not, etc. So always have that in your mind, that before you do anything in Shotokan karate, the first thing you do is look. Okay? I always think of the analogy of when I learnt to drive, which took me a while, and we were always taught to look, okay, look in the mirror, then signal and manoeuvre. Okay, karate is not dissimilar. Look, your position, think of that as a signal, and then technique. Okay, so look your technique, and that's what I have in my head every time I do kata, is look your technique. Look your technique. So look, ready, bang. I hope that makes sense. It's how I remember, so of course we all learn differently, but I for one really struggled with kata when I was doing karate as a Q grade, and so for me it was a case of teaching myself look, ready, technique. Look, ready, technique, okay? Heian Godan, inside block, punch, Gyakuzuki, pull up, Kagezuki, all together. Inside block, Gyakuzuki, pull up, Kagezuki. And pay attention to your enbusen, your performance line. Where should this technique be going? Here, okay, if I keep this in line with the camera, you'll understand. Okay, so always looking where we're going, always following that line. That's called your enbusen, and that's your performance line. I guess that's phase one. So we're going to do that phase again, stop there, and then we'll start phase two. Phase two is, I think, certainly more complicated, and I struggled to learn this when I first did karate back in the day. But I think hopefully I'll break it down so you're able to pick it up quicker than I did. Heian Godan. Inside block, Gyakuzuki, pull up, Kagezuki. Inside block, Gyakuzuki, pull up, Kagezuki. Okay, so high sukudachi here, Kagezuki here, Marotoki. So Marotoki is back start, Kukutsudachi. Okay, and remember we call this augmented or assisted block. Assisted together. Okay, so remember the fifth metacarpal, that's the fifth knuckle, on the elbow, the base of the elbow, the ulna. Okay, so from here. So from Kagezuki position here after phase one stops here, phase two begins here. And then from there, this is where I have to keep shuffling, I'm sorry. From here, leave the right arm where it is. So don't bring the arm up, because your shoulder will come up. So, again, this is where you learn over many, many years, don't bring your shoulder up. And you understand the more you do karate, why. Shows your opponent what you're doing. When you're a purple belt, green belt learning this kata, you don't think of your shoulder. You just think about remembering the moves. I remember well. But as a higher grade, we should be thinking this hand just stays where it is. And we don't need to bring it up. Yeah, this is in the correct position here in line, 90 degrees here, uchi-uki. Okay, we're going to get some Maroto, augmented, it's still uchi-uki. Juju-uki. Juju-uki. And we change from back stance, Kukutsudachi, back stance here, and we change to front stance here, Zenkutsudachi. Okay, so again, from Kagezuki position here, end of phase one, Marotoki here, X block, Juju Uki here. Now, Juju Uki, X block, Juju Uki. Uki is the key thing here, because we're now going to change to Juju Uchi. Juju Uchi means strike, okay? So this one is very much here, stopping kick possibly to the groin area or even a kick to the stomach. Be very effective with both, okay? And then this technique here is a strike, okay? And this technique comes straight up. Like an agiyuki, it is an agiyuki. So think of an agiyuki here and just cross the hands over. Think of someone kicking maigeri, oizuki jodan. So they kick maigeri here, oizuki jodan. We block here and block here. Okay, that pushes the punch up. From that position there, we'll show you that in a second. Okay, because that's the most complicated bit of this kata. So I hope that's starting to sort of build a picture, okay, in terms of where we're going. So again, from the beginning, remember we keep going back to the beginning. We keep going back and checking our foundation and making sure that our karate is consistent, if not getting better. Okay, I've got some Lego to build. I bought some Lego the other day, and my intention is to hopefully have a little play this weekend. I might show you next week. And the key thing I learned with Lego after many years, very similar to karate after many years, is that you have to keep checking the bricks together, because otherwise you get halfway through the build and it falls apart. Karate's the same. You get halfway through the kata, the building blocks aren't secure, you fall apart. And that happened to me an awful lot in gradings, in competitions, and just generally doing kata. So I've learned using Lego as my analogy, because that's my analogy. Okay, I made that one up, no one else gave me that idea, that's me, that's how I remember my karate. Strong connections make strong karate, and it's as simple as that. And I might have that slogan put on a t-shirt at some point. So again, we'll start again. Phase 1. Heian Godan. So augmented block, back stance, X block, Jujuki, Jujuchi. So from here, the right hand, imagine that somebody's fist is between your hands here. You're twisting grasp. So you're twisting, trapping their punch, okay, twisting here, and you pull down. So you pull down here to push, and that's your first ki within this kata. And I'm sorry if I'm out of shot here, but I'm just going to check and see if the camera picks it up so I know where to go next time. My camera is delayed on yours. It doesn't look very central either, but I assure you I'm punching centrally to the camera. Okay, so going from Morotoki then, so from this position here, end of phase 1, phase 2, Morotoki, Jujuki, Jujuchi, twisting, pulling down, punching, and ki in. Okay, Chudanzuki. How many faces does this kata have? I'm sorry, Kayla, you're going to have to explain what you mean by faces, young lady. Just read that on the screen. And that's up to the first ki, and that's the end of phase 2. Just a couple of little, again, I like paying attention to the detail. I'm kind of appreciate that I'm doing this in a 40-minute slot after we did the warm-up. But just a couple of things, particularly for higher grades, to pay attention to. And the lower grades, because I think it's good for everybody to learn. This particular group of techniques here, attention to detail, Haisukadachi, not toes out, not heels not together, to get together. Okay, really, really important. From here, don't move this hand, just use it to push. Okay, don't drop, bring the shoulders up, don't make it more complicated than it needs to. Connection here, really important. Leave this hand where it is. Come down the body, Jujuki. Look at my hands here. They are tati, vertical, okay? The reason for that is if I twist them so that they're horizontal now, okay? If I get kicked, and this is predominantly used to block a kick or a punch, but if I get kicked or a punch on the 4th and 5th metacarpal, these two knuckles here, they will shatter. Okay, they break very easily, and I know because I've broken them. Okay, so don't do as I've done, do as I say, not as I do. So here, tati, vertical, into the chest. Okay, we bring this back, so we block the kick, and then we're up. Like an agiyuki, here. And again, same thing, not flat. Vertical, shuto, shuto. Because these are strong techniques. These are not strong techniques. Fingers. Your ubis will be in trouble if you do this. So again here. This also enables me to control my opponent because I can bring my hands together, locking their punch in. Okay. Then what I'm doing is I'm twisting their hand over. You can't see this, but I'm imagining in myself. Punch coming here, me blocking it, twisting the hand, locking the hand up, bringing it down here to punch the person to finish with a ki. So it's those small little bits of detail that we are forever, particularly as higher grades, looking to develop, understand, implement in our karate. When you're first learning the kata, it's just about getting the moves right, isn't it? And for me, it's about getting the moves right. The stances will come second, okay? Because you know how to do back stance, you know how to do front stance. But the second part for me is understanding the moves more than anything else. I hope that makes sense. So again, connecting again up to that point, the ki. I am starting, so I'm trying to keep in camera frame as best I can for this particular kata. It's not ideal, my kitchen, because it's long and narrow, I think, more than anything else. Okay, so bow rei os, ayoi, Heian Godan. So now X block, coming up, and X strike. Twist, push down, and ki point there. End of phase 1 is to here, phase 2 is the oizuki. Okay, just quickly can say hello to a few people. Good evening, Christine. Thank you for Kia and Noah. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Rob, good evening. Us. Good evening, Safi. Good evening, Christian and Zach. Hope you're well. Magdalena Dojo, good evening. Please don't ever apologise for running late. Okay, I made this by 30 seconds this evening, as my wife will tell you. So please don't ever worry about being late. It's just very nice to sort of have you here. I think, Kayla, are you asking how many moves does this kata have? Well, you can do some homework. I think that's a great one. Phases, Ken Sensei. We'll get there at the end. Okay, I think that's what she means. I agree. Yeah, that. I love the fact you lot all chat. Us. And Rael Sensei. Us. Good evening. Hope you're well. Okay, so we'll now continue. So after the ki point, where do we go next? So the best thing to do is me to turn back to you. Apologies. Okay, for some people this is a better position. So we've just done the ki here. Our next move, we come up with our knee, and it's a stamping kick. Okay, so fumakomi, so we're bringing the knee up comes up here and down. Okay, and it's a Godan Kata at the same point. So from an oizuki position here, I teach two ways of doing this. One is a more advanced way, and one I think is better for younger and lower grades to understand. So a good way of teaching this is a half twist with the hips, come up and down. Okay, higher grades, I think we can tend to just make this hip flow, come up and down. And we're in Kibadachi here. Kibadachi in Godan Kata. Down block, down sweep. Horse. Okay. So again, from the ki point here, come up to here. Horse. So this is Kibadachi. Okay, so that's the beginning of phase 3, not completed by any stretch of the imagination. So I hope you can see that from the front and the back. So once more, from this position here, oizuki, come up, knee up, and fumakomi. Now I bring my knee up quite high to get power. Some people keep their knee low, so they'll come here. That's fine as well, okay, but both are fine. But make sure you land, or try to land in Kibadachi. Okay, so from the kata perspective, we've done the ki here, knee up, and down to here. We then look to the front of the dojo, to our left, our hidari, and our hands cross over like so, palms down. Okay, try not to bring your shoulders up, try to just relax your shoulders. And then backhand, heishu. Heishu, Kibadachi stance, heishu. Not that, this, heishu. Okay. Now you might think this is what on earth is this? A backhand or open hand, keishu, heishu, backhand, open hand. Very strong techniques. Keishu often used for just parrying, blocking, but also heishu blocking. But also I think you can use it as a strike. Okay, you can use it as a strike to the ears. Both of these, very good along the side of the head here. Okay, so heishu, that's what we're doing here. So again, once more, we'll go from the ki point here. So this is the end of phase 2. Okay, now beginning phase 3. Bring the knee up, stamping kick, look in direction of travel, heishu uki, here. And then we're going to try a kick that we've not done so far, within our kata in particular, and probably within the Kion basics of this 10 weeks that we've been in lockdown. Okay, so just relax the shoulders, relax the body, let your body drop down, and you kind of want to keep your arm where you want your kick to go, because you're going to hit your hand. Okay, there's no point in doing this unless you can get your leg up that high, but I would suggest there's still no point in doing it. If your leg is only going to get that high, well then you're going to need to drop your hand. The two should meet together. Okay, so I will just demonstrate. So it's a Mikazukageri, which is a crescent kick, here, and then a Washi and Pyuchi, which is a roundhouse elbow, here, which we did Tuesday in Heian Godan, this position here. So Going back from here, Heishu, striking each, 1, 2. So you can get a nice feeling for this. So again, I'm going to show you from this position here. Heishu, bring this arm in, let the shoulders drop, and kick in each, knee. Again, each, knee. So it's quite a nice technique. I think when I was learning this kata for the first time, I thought, that is cool. That is cool. Mikazuka Geri as a kick is cool. Crescent kick, coming to ground. Okay, using sole of the foot. Here, strike and strike. If you catch it just right, you get a nice slap, okay? Don't kick yourself too hard. Don't break your hand with your elbow, would be my advice to you. There is good reason why your instructor, okay, will always say to you, make sure, if you're doing shuto, your fingers are together. Make sure your thumb is down. If you're making a fist, make sure your fist is strong. Make sure your wrist is strong. And the good reason for that is that quite often when we strike our own body, okay, doing these elements of kata, things can break. Things can break. Imagine opening your hand with your thumb up here, and Mikazuka Geri, you break your thumb, or you dislocate it, worse still. It's really important that we follow technique together. This is strong as a unit, it's weak as individuals, okay, so that's why we do it. The fist is the same, strong as a unit, weak as individuals, okay, and that's what you've got to understand. It's about those connection blocks that I talked about earlier, okay. So remember, we've done the ki point here. Let's go to the end of phase 2, here, okay, beginning of phase 3, knee up, down, Heishu Uki here, striking, Mikazuka Geri. And then we're going to put in the last part of phase 2, Maroto Uki, which we've already done today, okay, augmented block or assisted block, Kosudachi, cross leg stance, do you remember we did that on Tuesday? And then we punch up. Urazuki. Urazuki is uppercut punch, so uppercut punch. Those people that follow boxing, you'll understand it. Keep this chin height, punch up. And as you do, you change from cross leg stance, I'm hoping you can see this, cross leg stance to here. This position here to here. And this is cat stance. This is Niko Ashidachi. Niko Ashidachi. Okay? Cat leg stance. What's cat stance we call it for short. So I hope that makes sense. And then that is the end of phase 3. Now, of course, I'm putting these into phases, I think, to help you learn. And this is my way of doing this, okay? You will work out your own way. I think it's really important that we all have our own way of learning, okay? Some of us learn by listening, some of us understand visually, and some of us, it's about physically doing what we're doing, okay? And some of it's reading, okay? So we're all different in the way that we learn and remember and understand things and sort of digest that information. So you've got to find the way that works for you. The best way I can describe this is that one of my very first, in fact, yes, my very first black belt became one of my chief assistant instructor, Sensei Vicky. So I taught her from first lesson to 3rd dan, okay, when she finally retired from karate, and I taught her every lesson I think she ever had, pretty much, apart from a few courses and a few training sessions that we did with other senseis, etc. But you guess you could have said she was taught by me right the way through. And yet she taught completely differently to me with all the students. The way she told them to remember things was completely the opposite to me. Now you could argue man and woman, always going to do that. Actually it was the way that she remembered things and the way that I remembered things. Both ways were correct, both gave the same results. That's why there's no argument there. So it's important that Karate Do is the way of karate. We show you the way as instructors and you find it. Yeah, so it's a case of here's a map, that's how you get to the last point of it, you just need to get there. And you find your own way there. I hope that sort of makes sense. Okay, so we're going to go back to the beginning to put the phases together. So we're going to go from phase 1, phase 2 to finish phase 3 and we stop there. I have a quick pause. I do it nice and slowly. Heian Godan I was going to count the phases, but obviously I forgot that. I got 2 into the kata. So, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Heian Godan. So remember, that's phase 1. So phase 1 finishes on the Kagezuki. Phase 2 now, augmented block. Aya! Phase 2. Phase 3. Phase 3. Of course, I might change that. Yeah, okay, this is the important thing. I might change that this week, next week, tomorrow, next year. We all think about it. I'm trying to do it, teaching you in my dojo, in my kitchen, so that it helps you understand how to do this kata correctly. Okay, so we're at stage 3 now. Okay, we've got a few more stages to go. Exciting stages. Exciting stages. Okay, how many do you think there are in total? Well, I think if you've worked out from the other Heian katas that we did 5, might give you a solution, but anyway. So where do we go then? Where do we go from this position of cat stance here? Okay, we then come to one of the most trickiest parts of the kata, or if you've got a young mind like I have, and maybe not necessarily a young body, a jump. And one of the most exciting parts, I think, of any kata is a jump. Okay, there's Godan has a jump, MP has a jump, Kenkusho has 2 jumps, even better. Unsu has a ridiculously difficult jump. Meikyo has a jump. So quite a few of the katas, maybe senior ones that you've never heard of, have jumps. Okay, and jumps are just a great excuse to, I think, enjoy yourself in karate. As you get older, they become potentially more painful, but then you think about how you do the jump, and actually you work more on the technique and you don't worry so much about getting high. But on this particular jump, this is about moving upwards and down as opposed to moving forward. So think of it as high jump instead of long jump. Okay, when I was training, my sensei said to me, Richard, what are you doing? Are you trying to get from one side of the dojo to the other with a jump? And I was like, oh, sensei, yes, 100%. Yeah, that's wrong. And I was going, oh, okay. But I still liked it, it's all good fun. So this jump, what we're going to do is from the cat position here. Okay, and the reason we're here is our weight is dropping down, which is great for a jumping position. Okay, our legs aren't locked out. We're not stuck in a really low side stance. We're in a quite upright stance with a lot of spring to enable us to jump. So from this position here, so this is a Morotoki Nikurashidachi, okay, we are going to come up with the right leg. So you take Migiashi, your right leg, and you swing it as high as you can. You're not kicking, you are swinging it. Okay, and you're going to use that limb to bring the other leg up and give you elevation, which means going up. Posh word. So we are going to come up this leg, and I'll in turn the second or the other leg with the left leg, Hidariashi, will come up with it. Will come up with it. Okay, but the key thing is to pay attention on your left leg. You need to try to kick your bottom as much as you can. Now I've had too much knee surgery to be able to do that as I used to be able to. I used to be able to kick my bottom really easily, but not so much nowadays. So by bringing that leg up and this one underneath and tucking under, we go up as opposed to along. And that's the idea of this kata. Okay, so I'm going to come away from the camera, so in case this goes wrong. Be mindful that if you've got injuries, etc., then you shouldn't be doing big jumps. You can do a step, and I can show you that in a second. So from this position here, the right leg comes up, the left leg tucks underneath. Okay, imagine the right leg and I'm flying in the air, and they're going to come down in a springy sort of kozudachi. So take your knees, take the weight of the body. So think of them as like a car suspension, and you come down jujuuki, okay, or jujuuchi in this case, striking, like so. So, and this is the second kiai, okay. Now, I think it will be variable. This again, I was taught, and I think it's a really good way of remembering it. My sensei always said to me, if you struggle with a jump, use your kiai to lift you, and your kiai will lift you up. And I think that's really good. So start the kiai as you're going up. So from here, yep, okay, and come down to this position. And then from there, to finish phase 4, Marotoki. Marotoki. Okay. Not quite finished phase 4. I'm going to put 2 extra moves. I've changed my mind. I think it will make sense. So from this position here, come up. Yep. Land this position here. Marotoki Zenkutsudachi, fun stance. Okay, so we've done Marotoki plenty of times in the last few katas, but in Zenkutsudachi, fun stance. Okay, then strike here, down the centre. Here. Gidan Shutochi, here. And that will be the end of phase 4. Phase 4. Okay, so once more. Cat stance. Nico Ashidachi, come up. Yep! Augmented block, front stance. You can tell I'm getting old because my jump's getting lower. The first one was the best one. Okay, so throw this leg up, come up and down. That's what you're trying to do. I think it's very difficult to master that. It took me ages. And I think once you get it right, once you get a good jump, you'll feel your feet come up, literally almost tuck underneath your backside. If you kick your heels to your backside, you've done brilliantly well, and then landing that as you come down. And maintaining form, I think, is the key thing, is here. You feel, you will understand when you get that technique right, because you'll just feel it. I've always said before that you don't need to look down to see if you're in a good stance or anything, you just feel. Okay, your body feeds back from your tips of your toes, from your heel, from the sole of the foot, from around the ball of the foot, etc. There's a lot of sensory parts within the base of the foot where you can feel if you've done something right. Likewise with the hand, exactly the same. So we've got lots of sensory information telling us, yes, that was good. And occasionally you'll get a crack of the gi where you do a Gyakuzuki and the air will rush out of the gi, and it's a bit like a jet fighter going through the sound barrier. There's an actual noticeable sound. Okay, you get it through doing kokomis quite a lot if you're good at them, and Gyakuzukis I certainly do. So it's all about getting that right technique. Don't forget there's no such thing as a perfect technique, a good technique. Okay, so we're getting towards the end of the kata, and I'm very conscious of time. So we're going to go to the end from the beginning, okay? And what I'm going to do is go to phase 5, so I'll explain that to you. I'm sorry about rushing, but I do like to finish. I'll probably finish a little bit after 10:2 tonight, but time for you to hopefully be able to quickly change your clothes and run outside and say well done to the NHS, etc. Okay, Seiyo Kata, Heian Godan. Okay, so we're going to go nice and slow. So we're looking first, inside block, Gyakuzuki, pull up. Inside block, Gyakuzuki, Kagezuki. Augmented block, X block, pull down, punch, kill. Yeah! Okay, so that's the end of phase 2 there. Then knee up and down. Heishuki here, keep the shoulders down, striking. End of phase 3. Kioi up, yep! And that's phase 4. So to phase 5 then, and the final phase, Manjuki. Okay, Manjuki. Pull up, feet together, turn, Manjuki, and finish. Hey, hey. I think I can fit that in my kitchen. That's quite impressive. Okay, so Manjuki. Now I was always taught this as swastika stance. Now I don't know if that's actually the true translation or not, but that's what I've always been taught and led to believe, and I understand why. Okay, this position here. So this is like an uryuki, soto uryuki, and this is a gidanbarai, and this is kakutsudachi. Okay, if you mirror somebody against me, literally face them up, you can draw the outline of a swastika. Okay, now please be mindful that it's not a Nazi swastika. It's the swastika that is used in Asia. I don't know if it's which faith it's part of, if I'm perfectly honest, but it's all across Japan and Asia, and you will see that symbol everywhere. So remember what the Nazis did, they took that symbol of happiness and peace and flipped it around to make the swastika that we know of more modern days, so in the 1930s and 40s and everything, and literally turned it into a symbol of hatred, okay, which was used by the Nazis. So we're not talking about that, we're talking about the symbol of peace that is used throughout Asia. If you go to Japan, it's everywhere, through all the temples, etc. And it truly is beautiful as an image of peace and happiness. So that's where my understanding is the name of that stance comes from. Okay, and it is effectively back stance, Kukutsudachi, and like a Soto Ryuki technique here, and a Gidan here. Okay, so we use it throughout the end of this kata. So again, once more I'm going to go to the ki-ai point that I went to before. So if we do the jump, so from here, yep, augmented block and stride. So that's the end of phase 4. This is a Gidan Shuto, remember. Then all we need to do to finish the kata in phase 5, move the foot across. And remember, the difference between front stance and back stance isn't much, it's the hip. So step across here. Then pull up. Okay, leave the arms where they are. Now you turn here in high sukudachi, feet together stance. You can turn on the balls of your feet or the heels. Now I use the balls of my feet. You can use the heels just as well, whichever you prefer. But you change the arms. Change the arms. No shoulders. Change the arms. Then just open this hand and strike again, as we did previously. Step across into Manjuki finish. Kakutsudachi back stance. And yami. Hey, yami. I do feel I've rushed the back end of this kata, but I knew I was going to have to fit it in within the 50 minutes or so that we had. So I'm going to run through it again twice, once facing you, and then I'll do it facing the other way, so I know people like that. And I'll put this lesson as I do all the others on YouTube, and then you can use it to follow through. Remember, Heian Godan is already on our YouTube channel, done lovely by Sensei Andy, who does a brilliant jump, by the way, in his garden. Superb jump. So, but he's younger than me, much, much younger. 6 days. So, anyway, let's go to do the whole kata, see if we can fit it all in. Heian Godan! Aya! Aya! Us. Us. Okay, so that's the first way. And let's see if we can fit it in this way. Us. Heian Godan. Us, I'm ready. Okay, us. Hope that's okay. I can tell the truth now. Really was worried about tonight's lesson. I put my back out yesterday again. It's probably about the third time in the 2 months or 8 or 9 weeks of lockdown. Really differently though yesterday. I had a nasty sharp pain and it was absolutely killing me. And I've only just felt it at the very end of that lesson, which is a good thing, isn't it? So be mindful of your injuries and age, if you're in my case, in particular. So I hope you enjoyed that Heian Godan lesson, and as I say, the full kata is on our YouTube channel already. I'll put this lesson on there later on this evening as well for you. So you can go back to all of these lessons and look at the different elements of it, slow it down, freeze frame it, that sort of thing. I find that is quite helpful. I want you to be mindful of things that we see on YouTube and online. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of it that's on there, okay? Everything is great, all about sharing information, all about changing different views and ideas and making us think about our technique and evolution, etc. And what I think is really important is that we do kata our way, okay, in terms of we have a syllabus to follow and a way that, you know, we're part of an organisation, Asahi, Shotokan and Sky England, and we need to fit within that framework. Okay, so I think it's really important to understand that there is stuff that you're going to see that has variation, I think, on YouTube. So don't get too confused, yeah, okay? If you've got questions, then please ask me. I think it's really good when someone pings me an email and just says, I've got a quick question about this. I really enjoy that. It makes me think, makes me challenge myself. I think that's a good thing for us all. Remember, we're all white belts, we're all the same grade. Some of us have just been training that little bit longer. Okay, so I'm just going to say goodbye to a few people because that's very nice of people saying that they enjoyed the lesson. I'm really quite happy. Good evening, Betsy, Michaela, and goodbye. What is my name on YouTube? It's Asahi Shotokan Karate, exactly the same as the Facebook page. My name still stays as Richard, but you won't find me on YouTube. Good evening, Joe, us. Yes, impressed I did in that space, yeah. Look at the floor plan here and go down. This one fits nicely in a narrow kitchen. Elephant jump instead of cat's jump. I love that. That's very good, very good. Good job we're not doing Zoom. Yeah. But I've got a laptop now, so we might be able to. I think I've said thank you, Isaac. Us. Good evening. Thank you, Robot family. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, everybody. Us. Thank you so much for joining me once again on this Thursday evening. And please don't forget, Saturday, 4 PM, we're training with Akita Sensei on YouTube Live. Really, really looking forward to it. You're going to be training with people all over the world. Please make sure somebody takes a photograph of you. I think that would be lovely to see that myself. And we can also share that with Akita Sensei. And you'll probably get really famous because we'll put it on the Sky website or the Sky Facebook page. Akita Sensei's YouTube channel has thousands of people looking at it. Okay, one of his videos hit 100,000 the other day, so you will be famous. So that's a great thing, I think. According to my son, it is anyway. For me, it's not a thing I really worry about, but there you go. Hope you'll be able to join us on Saturday. If you need the link, then please message me. I'll send you the link because it is a private event just for Sky members only. Thanks very much. The Dojo Kun's finished, and we'll finish there. Dojo Kun! Hitotsu Jinkan Kukansei ni soromoto koto. Hitotsu Makato no michi o momoru koto. Hitotsu Toryoko no seishin yashinao koto. Hitotsu Reigyo amanjo o koto. Hitotsu Keki no yo imashimoru koto. Os. Os. Konbanwa. Good evening. See you next week, or see you Saturday, hopefully, if not next Tuesday, us at 7 PM. Oisumasai, arigatou gozaimasu. Os. 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 See you later. Os.